In June 2026, a tiny monster from China showed up at the World Cup opening ceremony in Mexico City. Its name was Labubu. Lisa had shown it off. People were hanging it from Hermes Birkin bags. Some resale prices had passed $10,000. And the company behind it, PopMart, had just reported about $5.1 billion in revenue, with a 72.1% gross margin. That is a higher gross margin than Apple. But Labubu was not Disney, Pokemon, or Marvel. No movie, no game, no cartoon most buyers grew up with. So why did the world want it? By the end of this video, you'll understand the 3 hidden systems behind Labubu and how they helped a Chinese toy company push a tiny monster across the world. At first, Labubu does not look like a company story. It looks like nonsense. A monster on a luxury bag, a toy selling out like limited sneakers, a resale price that makes no sense. But that is exactly why it matters. For most global toy empires, the order is simple. First, make people love the character. Then, sell them the toy. Mickey had cartoons before lunchboxes. Pokemon had games and anime before plush toys. Marvel had decades of comics between action figures became global. The story came first, the merchandise came later. PopMart reversed the order. It sold the object first and built systems that let attachment form later. The first system started in a mall. Around 2010, PopMart's founder Wang Ning was not deciding which character would conquer the world. He was watching receipts, shelves, and repeat customers. He was running a small Beijing shop, selling trendy products made by other people. Imported toys, gadgets, phone accessories, small products designed for impulse buying. Then, one product changed the way he saw the business. Sunny Angel. A tiny Japanese figure sold in sealed boxes, each one wearing a different hat. The important thing was not just that Sunny Angel sold, it was that the same kind of customer kept coming back. They came back for another version, then another, then the one they were missing. That was the insight. A character did not have to be one product. It could become a product map. Molly proved the model. Molly had no movie, no cartoon, no massive story world. But PopMart turned Molly into series, costumes, seasonal editions, hidden figures, limited drops, and shelf after shelf of variants. PopMart did not need Japan or Hollywood to hand it a character. A character became inventory, but not in the boring warehouse sense. It became a shelf that could keep refilling itself. That was the first hidden system behind Labubu. PopMart learned how to take one memorable figure and turn it into a product family, something that could be tested, refreshed, expanded, retired, and brought back. But inventory alone does not explain the obsession. For that, PopMart needed the second system, the chase. A blind box does something very simple. It separates paying from knowing. You buy first, you find out later. Maybe you get the one you want. Maybe you get a duplicate. Maybe the hidden figure is still missing. In some series, the hidden figure is roughly a 1 in 144 pool. Now, one purchase does not close the desire. It keeps it open. PopMart built operations around that open loop. Drop calendars tell buyers when to return. Stores create lines. The app creates another chance. Memberships track the buyer. Roboshops, PopMart's vending machine-like stores, keep selling after the store closes. Each piece gives the buyer one more reason to come back, and the resale market becomes a scoreboard. It tells everyone which figure the crowd wants most. In China, this loop became so visible that during one KFC collaboration, a buyer reportedly ordered 106 meal sets just to chase the hidden figure. That is what happens when a toy stops behaving like a product and starts behaving like a lottery ticket. That is what PopMart sells. Not just a figure. A reason to check again tomorrow. That is how a cheap object starts behaving like a high-margin business. And this is why the 72.1% gross margin matters. The margin is not only in the plastic. It is in the repeat behavior around the plastic. So now we have 2 systems. PopMart could multiply the character, and it could make people come back. But neither of those explains how Labubu jumped from collectors to the world. For that, the toy had to leave the shelf. Most collectibles are private. They sit on desks, in cabinets, on bedroom shelves. The owner sees them, maybe a few friends see them. Labubu became different when it became a plush pendant. Once it could hang from a bag, the product stopped being private. It entered airports, malls, mirror selfies, luxury stores, and fashion weeks. The buyer became the display case. And this is where the third hidden system appears: culture as supply chain. There is not one Labubu. One character can become a whole product map: small vinyl figures, giant figures, plush pendants, limited colors, collaborations, and regional drops. Each version is an SKU, basically a separate product PopMart can track, restock, and test. Each SKU is a signal. A Labubu sale is not the end of the chain. It is a signal going backward through the chain. A plush version beats vinyl in Los Angeles. A color sells out in Bangkok. A collab underperforms in Tokyo. To PopMart, those are not just sales results. They are instructions to the factory. The data moves backward, to product planning, to mold shops, to plush suppliers, to factories, and back out through the next drop. China's manufacturing base matters here. A new color can be sampled. A plush part can be changed. A hit can move from thousands of units to millions without rebuilding the whole system. And PopMart has the channels to move those variants. By the end of 2025, it had 630 stores in 20 countries and 2,637 roboshops. In the Americas, revenue jumped from about $110 million to about $940 million in 1 year. In 2025, plush products brought in about $2.6 billion, more than half of PopMart's revenue. That happened because the machine read the signal. People did not only want Labubu on a shelf. They wanted Labubu on themselves. So the supply chain followed. This is the bigger Made in China shift. For decades, the high-value part of the toy business sat outside China. The character, the story, the fan relationship, the pricing power. Chinese factories made the object. PopMart is trying to flip that stack. A Chinese company operates the character, controls the drop calendar, runs the stores, the app, the roboshops, and the fan data, and decides which SKU comes next. The old Made in China label was about where the object was made. This version is about who controls what gets made next. That is not just China exporting another toy. It is a Chinese company exporting the system around the toy. That is why PopMart is not China's Disney. Disney is a story company that learned to sell merchandise. PopMart is an IP company built with supply chain logic. Labubu may cool down. Most toy crazes do. But if PopMart can keep feeding new characters into the same three systems, then Labubu was not the miracle. It was the proof that the machine works. The monster was never the whole story. The machine was. If you want more videos on the systems behind China's global companies, subscribe to How Did China? The next Chinese company to surprise the world may not look like a factory. It may look like a toy, an app, a car, a drone, or a beauty brand. Until you see the machine underneath.